I think that Comfort is a very, very powerful, very understated person, because she, even though many of you see her as out there in the public space, most of what she does very effectively is in the background. And so a lot of what we celebrate at Springboard is a result of her craft, her ability to tease out so much out of so little. And so the very first edition, the first number of editions, we were hosting together until we had built to a point, and then we curated a different show for her. That is a hangout, Springboard Hangout, that has her persona, her lightness, and full of life character. I retained my person, my intensity of thought, and my ability to distill things, break them down, and summarize them, just so that each one could find their own unique voice. And I enjoy that.
He's a turn around. Turning point, yeah. He's a turn around.
You're welcome to week 3 of our 17th anniversary celebration of Virtual University. And has it been awesome so far, guys? Ocran Kwame 2 weeks ago was amazing, and it's been one amazing talent after the other. Come on, let's put our hands together for Virtual University. You're welcome to Virtual University, the foremost authoritative developmental program beyond Africa, I always say. And this program is brought to you by the Springboard Roadshow Foundation in partnership with the Ghana Growth Program. The Ghana Growth Program is an initiative of the MasterCard Foundation in partnership with the Springboard Roadshow Foundation. This program also wouldn't have been possible without the kind sponsorship and partnership of MTN and the Enterprise Group. We are thankful to all of them. Let's put our hands together for MTN and the Enterprise Group. And it's also brought to you by Graphic, and we are super excited by the partnership that we have with Graphic. And my guest today in the studio is one who should be speaking to you now, but I'm in charge. My guest today in the studio is Reverend Albert Ocran, a phenomenal executive coach, a passionate man who's been focusing on young people for more than 2 decades. And I've got a series of questions for him. Reverend Albert, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Good to see you.
How does it feel? We started this journey 17 years ago, and 2 weeks ago, we celebrated the first week of our 17th anniversary. How did it make you feel?
It started with this whole build-up. Thinkathon has been something else. So the 17th anniversary started with a Thinkathon, and then a number of interventions that sought to reflect on the core question that Springboard sought to answer. You know, you can do something for a while and then forget exactly why you started doing it in the first place.
Yes.
So what Thinkathon did was to help us to go back to the compulsory question.
You must answer it.
Yes.
Yes.
The compulsory question of this initiative. How do we build the good society? Anchored around, at the time, the thoughts of a Russian philosopher, Leo Tolstoy, who asked, how much land does a man need? So the Thinkathon allowed us to reflect on this topic with different speakers, different subject matter experts on ethics, leadership, architecture, African thought, governance. And it was very enriching because we found out that after 17 years, the context may have changed, but the focus is still as relevant as it was. So this close-out program, 3-week close-out program, is helping to remind me about the fact that what started as 2 people sitting in the studio trying to tease out a concept with the world available to them within the reach of radio at the time, this concept or this virtual university is now a global family with several other players, some of whom we may never have met, but who are as involved, engaged, committed, and embedded as the ones who get to sit in the studio every single week. So the past 2 weeks have been very amazing. And also, it's allowed us to reflect on abilities, diversity, talents, and creative gifts, and how they can be expressed in different ways. one of the things that has really kept me reflecting a bit is how four different, and we've had different expressions of it,
Yes.
but four that have stood out for me the most is how four different people who are into poetry are expressing it in four different ways.
Yes.
Okyeame Kwame through first rap and then music. Ram Sonny presenting it through high-level intellectual expression
Yes.
built around a word, a theme. Nana Asasi expressing it through cultural
Heritage.
Yes. And then Ofosua finding her own spoken word voice in a very unique, relatable, seemingly spontaneous, and yet very deeply thoughtful ways. This is a reminder that everyone has a gift from God, and if you find your own expression of it, you don't need to compare yourself to anyone. Fire with what God gave you, and you will find your voice and your space.
Week one, when I watched the program, there's something that Okyeame Kwame said that got my attention. And I think he seemed to have been speaking about partnership. And I think you teased it out of him when he made reference to his wife and the kind of journey they've been on so far. You've had a partner on this journey. Talk to me about how both of you co-created this idea. And what was the first instinct, the first day you said, this is it, this is what we need to do? Talk to me about the two of you, the two Ocrans. Talk to me about the two of you.
Let me talk about the senior one first. I think that Comfort is a very, very powerful, very understated person, because she, even though many of you see her as out there in the public space, most of what she does very effectively is in the background. And so a lot of what we celebrate at Springboard is a result of her craft, her ability to tease out so much out of so little. And so the very first edition, the first number of editions, we were hosting together. So we got to benefit from my intensity of thought and her lightness of expression until we had built to a point, and then we curated a different show for her that is a hangout, Springboard hangout, that has her persona, her lightness, and full of life character. I retained my person, my intensity of thought, and my ability to distill things, break them down, and summarize them, just so that each one could find their own unique voice. And I enjoy that, because you don't have to be me, and I don't have to be you. But until we found the voice for the virtual university, we could literally borrow from both abilities. And we did that for a while together, and then created branches out of it. Now we have virtual university, we have Springboard Hangout, we have Springboard Ejuma. Everyone forgets that these are all children and grandchildren of Springboard, your virtual university.
It's been building over
It keeps
time.
building every single year. And so what we have done has been made possible, like Okyeame Kwame said, about respect for the other party's contribution. And for everyone here in our audience, and for those listening to us online, on television, on radio,
Yes.
partnerships only become possible when you accept that each one brings a different kind of skill to the table. If I took playing cards, if you went to a certain kind of school, you call it Kule, Kalo, Yet, Spa. Somebody will call it Diamonds, and I don't want to go into that. Club, Diamonds, and so on. But the four different kinds of cards represent four different personality types.
Yeah.
There are those who are more personality-centered. There are those who are target-oriented. Now, if you don't celebrate the Kule, the Kalo, the Yet, and the Spa, and all you think about is your type, you see the other person who is more personable, more human-centered, as being soft and not being like you.
Right.
But imagine if all of us were that kind of person. Even if somebody is bereaved and you meet them and they say, I lost my grandmother last night, you say, hey, so the report, hey, when is it coming? Because you can't even relate.
Yeah.
But for all of us, when we build a team that has different abilities in it, one provides the drive. Yeah, this idea, let's go. One says, yeah, let's break it down, let's move it here, let's move it here. Then there's somebody who's just quiet in the room. When you finish everything, the person says, so this name you have given to the business, what if you go to Registrar General and somebody has registered it already? You say, oh, you are killing fire. It's not killing fire. That person will ask that question that will make you rethink what you are doing, the regulatory requirements, the research requirements, the possible conflicts, the compliance issues. They may not be marketing-oriented, gung-ho, yo-yo people, but they are very, very critical. If not, we'll go and reach halfway to our destination and realize that we've missed some of the most basic things. So teamwork becomes possible when you appreciate what you have, and you appreciate what you have. And so whether in marriage, in business, in any kind of partnership, appreciating diversity is the beginning of success.
So in terms of, please, let's put our hands together. So in terms of appreciating what you have, your famous Russian philosopher, Leo
Tolstoy. Yeah.
Tolstoy. Please, let's say it together. Leo Tolstoy.
No, you don't add the S.
There's no S, right?
Leo Tolstoy.
Okay. Now, in my reading, I get a sense that he was speaking about you not being too greedy, and you not letting your ambitions push you over the cliff. So let's say that was something that you believed in. 17 years down the line, in working and working with young people, have you noticed that? And how has that reflection guided your thinking over the past 17 years?
So here I am sitting here and asking myself, did I even know that reading will become such an integral part of Springboard? And the answer is no. To give some attribution, the first time I read that reading, it was at the Africa Leadership Initiative, West Africa, meeting of leaders somewhere in Nigeria. And as I sit here, I'm thinking of all the leaders who were present that day, 12 from Ghana, 12 from Nigeria. As we read that reading, beyond that discussion, that colloquium, coming back, it stuck with me out of the several readings that we had. And I kept asking myself, how does this little story reflect our everyday life? And for those who may not have read Leo Tolstoy's story or an abbreviated version of it, in a couple of minutes, it's about a guy called Pahom, who was a peasant farmer, who felt life could give him more, and rightly so.
Yes.
So he just wanted to move a step further in life, which was also very, very much the same thing every young person gathered here feels. Don't you want to move further?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he moved from a peasant farmer who had no land to somebody who could actually go and say, they call it something, ebunu, something in Ghana, where you go and somebody owns the land. Ebusa and what?
I think it's ebunu and ebusa.
Yes. So the person owns the land, you farm it, you take a small percentage, you take a bigger percentage. So with every decision that Pahom made, he moved a little from where he was to a better contractual arrangement in terms of wealth creation, authority, assets, and power. And all that was good. The problem is that the more he climbed, the more restless he felt, which was also not bad. But that restlessness now began to express itself in ways that were not altogether ethical. So now, he didn't think anymore about the other party. If I can have more and the other party has less, it doesn't really matter. I'm achieving my goals. So increasingly, he made decisions that were no longer as ethical, as principled as when he started. The final straw, as he kept making all these decisions, was when someone told him about a land called the land of the Bashkirs, where you could grab as much land as you wanted for just 1 Russian ruble. He says they must be joking. How? He said it's true. So he decided to travel to the land of the Bashkirs, far away, sold everything he had and went looking for that land. And he found it. But the night before he found it. He dreamt that he was pursuing something in a greedy way and he had died. And the devil was laughing at him. But that dream did not change his ambitions. So he went to the land of the Bashkirs and they said, it is true. He said, no, let me explain. My question again, are you saying that all this nice fertile land, I could take all for 1 ruble? They said, yes. Then he asked them, so why is the land there? They said,
fair question.
Because nobody has taken it. Then he said, okay.
Not that nobody has come, but nobody has taken it.
Nobody's taking it.
Okay.
Then he says, I will. What are the terms and conditions? They said, start from here at sunrise. By sunset, the number of acres you have circled, you must end at exactly where you began, and you can have it all for 1 ruble. He says, is that all? He says, no other terms and conditions. So he paid the 1 ruble, ready, planted a flag, and he took off. He says, these guys, they don't know the value of land. Hey! I'll plant corn and then I'll plant yam. He kept going. He kept going. He kept going. Then he saw some other land and he said, this one too will be good for tomatoes. Then he kept going. And it's funny we are talking these days about agriculture and agribusiness.
Yes.
The more he went, the more he saw the animal husbandry, the processing factory.
The vision became clear.
Then at 12 o'clock, ideally, he should turn around and start coming back. But that is where the problem began. At 12 o'clock, he was standing on top of a mountain. Then he saw a valley with a river. He says, irrigation.
This is what I've been looking for.
So Pahom branched into the valley, circled the river. And then when he finished circling, it was 2 o'clock. The number of hours you took to get here, you can't get there by 6. And he must get there. So he began to walk, began to run. And the more he ran, the more when you calculate, you realize that for some reason,
You will make it.
you will not get there. And no matter what, if you reach even a meter before the flag, you've lost everything. Pahom started running and then he was feeling dizzy. But he couldn't stop. Then he saw the flag in the distance, but it was 5:30. He started running, he will fall down, he got hurt, he stood up, he was still running. Until he reached 5 meters to the flag with 1 minute to 6. And Pahom could not move. He was crawling. He could see the flag. He could see the land, and he couldn't move. Then he would crawl small, then he would faint again. Then he would crawl small. Then he heard a voice. The devil was laughing.
That was a dream.
He heard the voice that he heard in the dream. The devil was laughing. And then Pahom stretched his hand and stretched his hand 1 meter to the flag. Pahom fell down and died. Then the elders who brought him to the flag shook their heads and carried one more person to their grave, and they buried him in 6 feet of land. 6 feet, just like they had buried all the rest who came before him. The question remained again, how much land does a man need?
What a story. What a story. You listening and watching us. This is Virtual University, and the story is so powerful that it's making me reflect a bit. Before we go on a break, let me tease out one more answer. Does this take you to values? And within this story, I see dreams, I see aspirations, I see commitment, I see determination, and I see a young person or an old person making the move to achieve it. And I see him building the dream, and it was near. So what caused him? Greed. So what you're saying is that greed, and is it over ambition or greed, can erode all the gains you made?
You know, before we condemn Pahom, I like him. Pahom represents all of us. All of us. I think he's a fine gentleman. I really like him. Because sometimes in these conversations, we paint a person black because they try, but they make one mistake. And then we make it sound like all that they did was wrong. I love Pahom. I love 11 things about him and only one thing that I don't like about him. So I can't condemn the 12th thing and ignore the 11. I like his aspiration because I'm a very aspirational person. I like the fact that he's clear about what he wants. More authority, more space to operate, more land to farm, acquire more. Everything. I like everything. I also like the fact that beyond his dreams, he's taking actions. Most people sit down doing nothing. And they say, I want more. I want a car. I want this. How much are you willing to put in? So that's the third thing I like about him, that he's willing to take action on the things he believes in. The next thing I like about Pahom is that he also doesn't settle too easily. So one achievement is great, but the Bible says, forgetting that the things that are behind and reaching forth to the things that are before, I press towards the mark of the higher calling. So I like the fact that he was willing to put in the next level of effort. And that's what the Virtual University has done, really. What is demanding today was not what it was demanding 17 years ago. And you can tell me better than I do, because you had the team that puts all this together.
Yes.
But hey, Pahom is willing to put in the extra effort if it requires more. He's also willing to see the next big vision, because you can get so enamored with one level that you are like, is this who I am? Imagine it, a boy born in the village. Now he owns land. Somebody will say, that's it. Go and see my village. Who is like me? But this guy is saying, no matter how much I achieve, I can climb to the next level. So if you progress Pahom's journey, there are several things he did right. But what did he do wrong, and what was the cost? The big lesson for me is that do right, just like Pahom did. Do right. But in doing the right, never get to the place where people don't matter anymore. Never get to the place where you don't mind who you step on, as long as your goals of driving your favorite car, getting your favorite job, being popular, trending on social media, having networks across the world, having an American visa, British visa, and traveling where you want to travel. As long as you get that, it doesn't matter who you step on. Never get to the point where the people who helped you don't matter anymore. So people at a point were like stepping stones for Pahom.
Yes.
Secondly, what was wrong yesterday became right today, as long as it helps me get what I want. That was also problematic. But the unasked one that we all seem to forget is the fact that when it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true. Why, if the land was that available,
Why didn't anybody own it?
why didn't he ask a few more questions? They didn't say no questions asked.
The price was too good.
The price was good, the
was too
opportunity
vast.
was good. So ask, what did they do wrong before me? What did they miss? Maybe the elders would have told him. That means that don't assume that the stakeholders that you are working with don't know anything. You are the one who has come from school with big ideas. Reminds me about the experts who went to the community and said,
said that, why are you not
why are you
growing
not
this
planting
thing?"
watermelon? This is so
Common
obvious.
sense. Yes.
So the villagers said, okay. These experts went ahead and planted the watermelon, took pictures. Have you seen? Have you seen? You should know this. It works. And then a day before the harvest, the rhinos came from the river and ate all the watermelons. And the experts said, whoa, what happened? And the people in the community smiled. They always knew that there were rhinos in the river.
Who will come for it?
So don't assume that people don't know and the opportunity is there and they're not taking it. Ask a few more questions and you'll be richer for that.
Ask a few more questions. If it's too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true. My name is Jesse Agyepong. You're watching and you're listening to us. This is Virtual University. This program is brought to you by the Springboard Roadshow Foundation in partnership with the Ghana Growth Program. And the Ghana Growth Program is an initiative of the MasterCard Foundation in partnership with the Springboard Roadshow Foundation. Again, we are thankful to Enterprise Group and MTN for their kindest support for this program. When we come back, we'll delve deep into values, leadership, and what's next. We'll be right back.
What will you do when you win big? With over 2 million Ghana cedis up for grabs, transact more than 100 Ghana cedis with your Momo app, and you could win daily, weekly, and monthly cash prizes, and 100,000 Ghana cedi grand prize. Bank transfers, POS, and third-party transactions also qualify. This promo runs in collaboration with the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply.
No stress. Submit your insurance claim online in just seconds on the Claims Express portal. Simply upload your national ID, cost estimates, pictures, and more to get started. Submit online, track progress, and get paid fast. Skip the paperwork and get back on the road with ease. Visit claimexpress.enterprisegroup.net.gh for easy claims and quick payouts with absolutely no stress.
Enterprise, your advantage.
Learn something new every week and be inspired by innovations, impact, and success stories of individuals making strides in the agricultural, agribusiness, technical, and vocational skills sectors on Ghana Grows Ejuma with Arabo Kumsin and Yabitha. Join us this and every Thursday on Facebook at 7 p.m. at Ghana Grows, also at Comfort Ocran A and at Albert N.E. Ocran. On Fridays at 4 p.m. on Joy 99.7 FM and on Sundays at 5:45 p.m. on TV3. Ghana Grows is an initiative of Mastercard Foundation in partnership with the Springboard Roadshow Foundation. If you are a young person and you want to be a part of our various interventions, call or WhatsApp Ghana Grows call center on 0308 255 775. Follow us on all our social media handles. Ghana Grows Ejuma. Hope Day.
Get ready, Ghana! The Springboard Roadshow 2025 is here, connecting through 16 regions, inspiring 500,000 youth in one amazing experience. Join Comfort Ocran, Reverend Albert Ocran, and other amazing speakers for practical insights, mentorship, training, and real opportunities to shape your future. Entry is free. Dial *718*50# to register now or call 0308 255 775. Follow us on all social media platforms at Springboard Channel for updates. Springboard Roadshow is brought to you by Mastercard Foundation, Springboard Roadshow Foundation and partners. The Springboard Roadshow Foundation invites you, our cherished viewers and listeners, to share your experiences. We would like to know how these programs, Springboard Your Virtual University, Springboard Hangout with Comfort Ocran, and Ghana Grows Ejuma have influenced you so far. We would like to know the lessons you've learned, how you have applied the lessons to your lives, and the differences these programs have made in your life so far. So call us to participate in this survey. Kindly call 0308 255 775. We look forward to hearing from you. Together, let's keep building. Ghana Goes, Hope Day.
You're welcome back to Virtual University, the most authoritative developmental program that brings the sharpest minds together in shaping that which we need tomorrow. My next set of questions is very interesting. Stay glued. So we're back in the studio. Let's step away from the philosophy and its meanings, and let's come back to 17 years. 17 steps, 17 months, 17 days, but this is 17 years of working this developmental journey. What does it mean to you? What are the values that you feel are so dear that would matter for tomorrow?
Interesting, Jesse. Interesting because if you asked me this question 17 years ago, and you ask me the same question today, I have recordings of people like Kelly Gajepo, Doreen Ando, a number of people that have asked this question, and 10 years later, I hosted them on the same show and asked them the same question. And after they answered, I played back what they said 10 years for them. And it's interesting to see the commonalities. And I guess it will be the same with me.
Yes.
But I've become a different kind of person from who I was 17 years ago. The values that I hold dear today will include one like discipline that was there 17 years ago and is still there. That is doing what you want to do or what you ought to do when you have to do it, whether you feel like it or not. So I don't need anyone to spark me. I can decide that I'm doing 2 a.m. every day for 2 months because I'm writing a book. And I don't need any help. I can do it. That's the kind of person that I have become over the years. So discipline is one of those values I think I inherited. Some of them you learned them, but this one I think I inherited it because I have a very full military antecedent plus educational antecedent. No, my grandfather was a police commissioner, my uncle an army general, my father a naval officer, and then my mother a head teacher. All four.
So one is order here and Keynes here.
No, one is bad enough. All four together, it will just make you a person like that. So the two of them, I think, socialization and genetics. So one is discipline. The other one is consistency. I don't mind doing something for 30 years. I don't mind. I don't get bored with doing the same thing. I will improve the way I do it, but I can do something. And I've done this interview. I've done this show for 17 times 52. Think about it. The number of shows I've hosted. And next week I'll be here again by the grace of God, as long as He gives us life. So that is another value, consistency. Those two have been part of my life all through. But two that are more modern, more learned. One is respect for all people.
Respect.
That's more like a learned behavior. I've learned to respect everyone. So I respect the person who's a security person. I respect the person who's a cleaner. In my pastoral work, you will see me talking to the cleaners on the park. You will see me talking to the people who make things happen in the background with the same level of attention as you will see me talking to very established people, very big people. And it's because in the course of my life, I've come to learn that the things that make life happen for us are not always occasioned by the big people that we see, but by sometimes seemingly insignificant players, but who are very key. Everyone has a voice, everyone has a life. So respect is very big for me. And I also think about empathy. Empathy being that, and again, that's also learned behavior for me, but it's become very integral to my life today. Empathy, because I've come to learn, when I was younger, I was more of a capitalist. I felt anyone who was struggling in life is lazy. I still think so largely. But when I was younger, in my speeches, in my presentations, I made little room for exceptions. I felt that because I came out of very difficult circumstances and I worked my way through by the grace of God, I felt everyone should be able to, in spite of their challenges, push through. Yeah. And I still feel that way very strongly. However, I had not provided for Peter's statement in Luke chapter 5 that I've toiled all night and gotten nothing. But as I've grown, I've met people who have worked extremely hard and are still broke, are still disadvantaged. Not because they are lazy, but because in their hard work, they've made some choices that seemed right, but which did not work out. The season did not favor the crop. You put your investment in something that was good, but you didn't understand the rhinos. And the rhinos have consumed all your investment.
And they will come during the season.
Yes. So I've become more empathetic to other people's failures and inabilities than I was before. So I've mentioned discipline, I've mentioned consistency, I've mentioned respect, I've mentioned empathy.
Yes.
The last one will be continuous improvement. As for that one, I think that if you don't do that, you will get bored with consistency. Imagine if Springboard were the same today as it was 17 years ago. The listeners will get bored. The viewers will get bored. I will get bored. The world will get bored. The station will just rip me off the street. So how do you stay on? How do sponsors stay on for 16 years? Because we are always improving.
Yes.
Every time we are thinking, how can we even this series, Thinkathon, everything we've done for this 17th anniversary is a statement of how we must always keep improving.
Let's stay on some numbers a bit, and these are numbers that I keep noting down. During COVID, during the core program, you reached out to almost about 23 million people. My view is that the numbers reached to be between 70 to 100 million by now. We have about, let's say, 1 million people within the leadership network that you've been supporting across the country and beyond, from the time we started up until now. Even for Ghana Grows, say 500,000 people on Ghana Grows program. And then there's also the biggest youth-centric roadshow, which has been running since. Now, when you take a look at the landscape now, you must be proud about some individuals who've probably lived the same values of discipline, respect, empathy, and continuous improvement. Tell me, what delights you? What do you see in those people, and what delights you?
You know, Jesse, this is one of the reasons why I do what I do. And I speak for comfort as well. I'll tell you what, one of the things that after 17 years, I'm still never, ever tired of, never, ever used to, and I never take for granted, is one life that has been changed. So even till today, when I walk into an office, and we could try it, live, camera following us, let's walk into any bank, every blessed day, not every other day. I'm saying every blessed day. It happened yesterday at a full gospel meeting. It happens every single day. I go somewhere, I'm introduced, I finish speaking, and I come down and somebody says, I met you at this place, you said this, here I am today. You came to my school or our campus with this person said this, and here I am today. And it is consistent. However, when you talk about lives that have been changed, I'm sure you will want me to mention the big names who are now MDs, are now award winners, people who have stood on platforms and said it from different nationalities. I'm sure you will talk about people who I have mentees who are on boards of mining companies across the world. One of them currently in South Africa, who sits on the board of a global mining giant. And I started mentoring him when he was 23. So I can talk about all of them, but those are not the ones that touch me the most. It is the people that you may not even see, like this young man somewhere in Zoko, on the first day of the roadshow, this year's roadshow at Bolga on the 25th of September. He was reminding the people there about how he started the school. And he came to Springboard and he heard us talk about the fact that you can make it in any part of the country. And he says, these guys who are talking, they don't even understand Ghana. Listen, you can talk about other parts of the country, but not in the Upper East region. And definitely not in Zoko, which is 15 kilometers from Bolga. No light, no water. How can I make it here? I mean, he says, he left the program so angry. He said, hey, before you are talking there, put context to what you are saying. He says, next year when we came back, he came again, hoping that we would have...
You would have learned something.
He says, to his surprise, we said the same thing again. And he says the second time, he was slightly more convinced because the questions we were asking were too relatable. So he ended up by saying, you know what? I've gone to Winneba to do education. Okay, let's give it a try. After all, you don't lose. So this guy started a school in Zoko, private school, the first in his community. When 2016, this story was being told at Springboard Roadshow at 10. He stood on the stage at Movenpick Ambassador Hotel, and when he finished telling the story, there were 80 CEOs there. They kept shaking their head and saying, no way, no way. Then he showed a picture of a poor rural community and his students wearing uniform. They had gone to Paga for an excursion. He says, this is the first time in our community that students have gone on excursion. You know, that day, Ahmad Deep Harry Singh, CEO of IPMC, he just said, Albert, let me donate a computer lab to the school in Zoko.
Wow.
Then the second person rises up to tell his story of his Springboard transformation. And he says, and because of the purpose of today, I will not give clues about the person, but it happened at Movenpick, the same function. Second person says, I'm club coordinator in my region for Springboard, regular alumnus of both the Roadshow and the Virtual University. And I've risen to become like a Joseph in my company. The MD has given me control over the whole business, and he doesn't know how much money we have. But he trusts me so much that I sign off every procurement, I sign off every decision and report to him. And he trusts me because I will never steal a peso of his, because Springboard has taught me integrity.
Interesting.
And when the CEOs clap, he says, that is not the end of the story. He says, I'm about to get married, and I just finished a project for my company. And I can say proudly that a project that cost the company this much, I did not steal a peso of the money in procurement. And on air conditioning alone, somebody offered me bribe to the tune of 1 million.
That's a lot of bribe.
He says, I declined it. He said the money the person was offering was years of my salary. And I'm about to get married. I declined it and saved my company that much money and installed the equipment. And the company is doing well. As we speak, he's still in charge of that organization. When the program ended, right in my presence, three companies said to him, if you ever want to leave the company you work in,
yes, we are here.
We'll either partner with you in business or we'll employ you in our organization. A good name is better than riches.
So these are two powerful stories.
And there are several of them.
Which one makes you more emotional?
I think the one that makes me the most emotional, Jesse, I could tell you stories. I mean, we probably should do a show, you and I, and curate Springboard stories. And even if we won't bring the people themselves, because the voice of the person, if I brought any of these people here, they'll make you emotional. Yeah. Because they'll say it, I'm a storyteller, but they will say it maybe not as eloquently as I will, but they will say it with much more emotion.
Okay.
Each one of them is so special. One day, in 2009, a young lady walked up to Comfort and I and said, thank you, with her husband. Very emotional. And she says, you were doing a show on how to enter an organization if you are looking for a job and you're unemployed. We've done some crazy shows before. Hey, we said if you are looking for a job and you're unemployed, this is how to enter a company. Wear suit. Hold some laptop case and look very serious. And when you enter and you get to the reception, if the MD is called Jesse Agyepong, don't say my name is Ama Owusua and I would like to see the MD, Mr. Agyepong. When you talk like that, they will know that you don't know the person. Walk in confidently, look the front desk person in the face and say, I'm Agyepong, here to see Mr. Agyepong. Or I'm Owusua, here to see Mr. Agyepong. She walked into a bank we all know, and at the reception, she greeted them and said, I'm here to see the MD. Mention the MD's name. They didn't even ask, is he expecting you? They said 13th floor.
The way.
They opened the lift, she got to the 13th floor. The person at the 13th floor knows that if she didn't have an appointment, they will stop her at the ground floor. Once she's got to the 13th floor, there must be a reason. She enters, and this time she didn't even say, Ama Usua or Ama what? I'm here to see. She entered and said, Jesse Agyepong. They said, he'll be with you shortly. Then the door opened and Mr. Agyepong puts his head out and says, I'll be with you shortly. Because they told him somebody is coming here to see, and he thinks maybe I made an appointment and I've forgotten. So she enters the MD's office greets him and says, Mr. Agyepong, it's a blessing to meet you. You know what? You don't know me, but my name is Amo Usua. I'm unemployed, but I'm very good at this.
Wow.
He says, give me an opportunity for 2 months. I don't need an appointment letter. If you don't like what you get, after 2 months, let me go and I'm fine for nothing. Jesse is looking at her and saying, where did this kind of person come from? Then he calls the head of HR and says, you know what? This is the kind of person I'm looking for. Give her a job. He says after 2 months, they confirmed her. She came with her husband to come and say thank you.
I feel like clapping. This is a story that we need to tell in details.
It's unbelievable. And we've tried different things. There was a day we were doing how to write a business plan. 15 points in writing a business plan from Joy FM to the Wiase. And we're giving examples and people were taking notes. And then by mistake, from point number 12, we said, so the point number 14, then the lines of Joy FM jammed. Those days we're doing it live.
You've missed 13.
Hey! And everybody would call, hello, number 13. So the receptionist didn't know what number 13 was. So she ran to the studio, what's happening? What is number 13? They say, That told me that people were writing notes. And that is where I learned to summarize programs.
Yes.
Because I found out that apparently, when we are talking, people are writing notes. Mr. Agyepong, the day I found out, and for him alone, I'll mention his name because he tells me, Chalala Ohami, and so he will not be offended if I mention his name. Typically, in such testimonies, I will not mention the person's name. The person who made me take content, curriculum, and I'm sure Papaya is listening very intently. He's in charge of curriculum. The person who made me more conscious of curriculum, content, was not a young person, was not even somebody in the 26 to 35 bracket that watches our programs the most. It was a 90-year-old person. Dr. J.S. Ado, former governor of the Bank of Ghana and founder of Prudential Bank. He says, my wife and I listen to the virtual university every single Sunday. Let's give them a shout out. I can assure you that today he's listening and they will call me, give me feedback on every single show. The day I found out, I felt suddenly very, very, very responsible for being serious. Because you don't have a 90-year-old listening to you every Sunday. He says, Chale, and he has a very interesting light-hearted way. He gets Chale by 6, what you he will bath by 6. Because, and then I'll turn off my phone because at 7, I don't want interruptions. His wife say, oh, no, tell me after 7. Chale won't go radio. Hey! Suddenly, I became more aware that, Jesse, we talk, we laugh, but people are building their lives
on what we say.
On what we say. I suddenly felt more responsible for doing well with what you do.
Thank you so much. Let's put our hands together. Rev, I have 2 more things that I need, and I wish we could continue this conversation for a much more extended time. But there are 2 more things. Since we are a brand that does what it says, we promise our young people in the studio a wow moment. So we'll do the wow moment. And then subsequently, I want you to give me a word or 2 about Springboard Foundation as a business and what it means, the people you work with, among others. So let's get into the wow. Are you ready for your wow moment? Yeah. If none of you walk away with it, I am the one who walk away with a surprise. Who's winning today? Me. Who's winning today? Me. So let's come around. Let's come around quickly. Let's come around. I mean, I wish I could say that you get a car, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car, but I'm not Oprah. So let's go around a bit. Let's give it to. So let's put
it here. All right. So here's the deal for today. For this show, the biggest gift, 3 people get to win lunch with Comfort and I in a 5-star hotel. So once you are picked, we owe you lunch for 2. So you can come with 1 person. And join Comfort and I for a whole hour. I think that's the biggest gift. Everything else is a bonus. So for all the three who are picked, you get to win books because we are a knowledge economy. So you get to win books that you can read, but you also get to win. And I talked to the CEO of MTN not too long ago. He says he reads 2 books at a time.
Yes.
One is an audio book,
yes,
and one is a physical book. So I've learned that one from Stephen Blewett. So I tell you what, all 3 that would win a set of books and also lunch for 2 at a 5-star hotel. And in this instance, I think we should do the Palms by Eagle because they are our partners on this project. So our friends at the Palms at Eagle will do this one. All right. Then the overall one that will be the 3rd one that we will pick, in addition to the lunch for
and the books.
As for young people here, once you have said it, maybe add some small cash.
No coffee.
So initially we thought we could make it 500 cedis, but the way you have clubbed, I think we'll make it 1,000. Jesse, let's see the first person.
All right. The first person to come here is Mr. Samuel Odamiotu. What is your name doing in there?
Now, for those watching on TV, you can see what's happening. But for those listening on radio, he's the one who produces all those moments where you turn the camera and turn the camera. So now, do it for yourself. Do it for yourself. So Sammy now pulls out his camera and is converting to a selfie. Hey. All right, congratulations, Sammy. This is your prize. All right. Round of applause for him. That's all.
Are you ready for the next number? Or the next name?
Oh, let it happen. The next winner?
I veto it.
Oh, is it you?
I veto it.
Was it your name?
No, I veto it.
The next name is Priscilla Fumado. Present it.
Congrats.
Right. So Sammy Otuado and Priscilla get to win a set of books, and they get to win also lunch for 2 at the Palms by Eagle.
So should I choose this one?
This last one wins both plus
Cash.
how much was it? How much was it? How much was it? Okay, we add on another 500 Ghana cedis.
So I have 2. They have to choose which one they want. So I pick 2.
You pick 2.
Do you want the left hand or the right hand?
Let's come and choose.
Yes. Which one do you want? Left or right? You want this one? Are you sure? Not this one. Are you sure? I should put this one back.
You choose.
Which one do you want? Come and touch it. Come and touch it.
Give her a mic. Give her a mic. You will never know what was in the other envelope. All right, from the audience, Gloria.
This?
Gloria,
this?
choose one. Open your hand and let us see the 2 papers. Choose one and mention the name. And your choice is final.
Pick one.
You are the boss. Choose one and mention the name very loud. Believe. Okay.
She would die. She would die.
Bonsoir.
Full name. Owusua is the winner. Hey, you won't celebrate the person who chose you. Just that. Hey. Hey.
Just out of pain, I would announce the one who.
No. So I hear what you did not know, you will not miss.
You will not miss it.
Only Jesse and I know the name that was in the other one. And I'll give you only one clue. It was not you. Because I don't want you to go home thinking, or did I not choose me? So just to give you some comfort, it was not Gloria who made the choice, but I will not tell you who it was. The winner of the books, the lunch for two, and the 1,500 Ghana cedis is I'm going to bring on set 3 people who work behind the scenes, and it's not because they are the most important, but just, we are always about people.
Oh yeah, we
are always about people. So you and I
Transparency.
will step into the background,
yes.
And I'm going to call 3 people who are working so hard. Papa Yao, call Faustina, call Anita, let them present this to Usua. They never get to the scene because they are always behind the scenes, but these are the big people who command Jesse and I and help us to get the work done. So present this on our behalf to Usua. I'm sure you say, well, to ourselves. No, come and sign in the middle.
The money is heavy. The money is heavy. It's heavy.
Don't worry.
Hey.
You will get some. You will get some. All right, a round of applause.
Yep. Hooray!
All right, Jesse, stand there. Let's take a picture. All right, round of applause. All right, stay here with me. So here we are at the end of our special Springboard at 17 celebration. And as always, it's been about people. It's been about exciting you to live out your dream. It's been about transporting somebody just like Owusua from a place where she did not really know what will come out of it to walking away with a prize. But it's only symbolic, because many of you who watch this broadcast or listen to it hear something, and then out of nothing, something is created. What then is my message to that young person trying to do something with your life? It's very simple. After 17 years of Springboard, your virtual university, the mantra is still the same. Your personal value will shoot up. Somebody say, my personal value will shoot up.
Personal value will shoot up.
So after listening to this episode, what are you saying? My personal value has shot up. And it's the same for everyone listening across the world. Every time you listen, pick something so your personal value will shoot up. On behalf of Team Springboard, represented here by these amazing colleagues here, those in the audience, those behind the cameras, and all those working so hard to make this possible, I want to say a big thank you to you. On behalf of our sponsors, MTN Ghana, the Enterprise Group, and our partner, the Ghana Growth Program, a collaboration between Mastercard Foundation and Springboard. Our media partners, Joy 99.7 FM. A round of applause for Joy. Joy News Television, a round of applause for them. The graphic newspapers, a round of applause for them. And the Springboard channel on YouTube, where you must be a subscriber if you want to enjoy all these amazing opportunities. My name is Albert Ocran, once again saying, God bless you, and God bless you.